Okay, as you can see, this is pretty much the same principle, the same basics. Many of the passes, you know, you need a pinky break, the whole tip, not just the flesh, but the whole tip inside. And this is what I'm doing with one hand. I'm lifting this upper half. Okay. Now this is going to be an issue. I'm going to explain how to avoid this issue. But I'm pretty much lifting the pack. I push down with the thumb and I'm lifting this a bit. Okay. This hand is going to help you support, because when I lift, it's going to push against the hand. So you can push down with this thumb down and lift it with the index, as you can see. Now, to make this move a little bit more subtle, you need to twist this wrist. Let's suppose you want to point down for an excuse, or you just want to show your hand empty, and you can twist the wrist. This is the main purpose, the main point. Okay, so you show, let's say they want this card. I'm gonna leave it face up for demonstration purposes. I had the break right above the selection against the third finger break, so I can twist the wrist. And when I go up, this is what I do. Okay, and I lift. Okay, so I show the hand, and that helped me to twist the wrist a little bit more justifiable. You can also point down, but you need to twist it so you can cover with the fingers and lift this upper half right under the cover of my right hand. And you clip it or catch it with a thumb and middle finger right here to hold this bottom half in position, while this remaining half goes right underneath. Okay, you can twist the wrist a little bit further from above so they can see more towards the top instead of an angle, so you can more secure the pass a little better. And you know, let's say you want to move the card or control it to the bottom, then you do the pinky break right underneath the selection instead of above the selection. When you close the spread, you want to create a little mess to cover the huge gap because of the huge pinky break, since it's not just the flesh but also the whole tip. Then show the hand, go up, move it down, and square. Okay, so that justified a bit more the lifting. Be careful with the angles as well, because they can see through this gap. So you want to raise this as much as you can and keep it close into this curve. Okay, so you don't flash this half going underneath. Two issues. One, this pass is quite easy. The issue, to me at least, it was when doing the pass, not to relax these fingers, because usually I was relaxing these fingers and creating gaps, which it was a risk because they can see through and they can see this half, okay, between fingers. Okay, it was some windows, so you had to be careful and, you know, create that mental pattern to keep these fingers close. Okay, because sometimes you are more focused on the move than keeping fingers close. Okay, so you want to be careful on that. Now the last thing will be how to lift it up, this upper half, and making sure it doesn't twist above the bottom one. Okay, so few tips will be bevel, the deco playing cards from the fingers. And when you lift it, notice this section, this corner from the upper half is right above, and obviously they're gonna twist everything. So you wanna keep it with a thumb instead, pushing that way. When you lift it, this bottom corner from the top half is gonna be in the side of the bottom one. Okay, by pushing with a thumb, and when you lift it with a pinky, it's gonna be more secure. The thumb pushes against the index, and the index rises. Okay, so you can do at least 80% of the move using only one hand. but this hand is going to help me as support for this top half, not to keep moving side to side or up and down. But I'm not really catching or clipping anything. I'm just holding it from this long side so I can rise and bring it down. Okay, so now the last and most important of the whole tutorial is how to cover the lifting. Okay, so to minimize any flashing, notice when the wrist swing from the bottom to the top. In the middle of the process, about here, the whole deck is completely covered half of the second before you do any movement at all. Okay, from here it is completely covered, and then the first thing the spectators see, they think is the top of the deck, but they're actually looking at the top of the bottom half of the deck. Okay, the other one is already in the side. Okay, so the same moment that you're lifting the bottom half, you're also grabbing from these outer corners to square. Let me show you. Once again, the wrist swing, relaxes and swing from the bottom to the top, and halfway you notice the deck is completely fully covered, half of the second. Okay, then you rise it and catch it. Okay, so you can bring the top half to the bottom and square it a couple times like that. At regular speed, notice once again how it is covered from here to here. Alright, and that's it. Okay, I just want to explain one last time in case the grip is an issue for you. One last time from this magician's perspective. Notice the pinky all the way in, right inside. Let's say they want this card, the King of Hearts, pinky break, and let's remember the mess in the front, so that can cover the gap from the audience perspective in the front. And remember to push with the thumb, so when you lift it, okay, this corner go to the side or the bottom half, because if it's beveled more towards against the thumb, and you lift it, it's gonna twist. Okay, so that's something you may want to play with a little bit, but that's not gonna be a big issue because you have the other hand. It's gonna help you, and you need to twist the wrist to justify the move in the cover part. Okay, and this is the situation. Pretty much just lift it with a third finger and the ring finger and the pinky finger. Okay, you can partially do almost most of the lifting with a thumb and index finger to the side of this top half. And the rest, with the other hand, right here in the corner, thumb and middle finger, hold it, lift it, bring the other one down, and move it back and front a couple of times as an excuse that you are squaring, and you need to square. Okay, so you justify the whole pass by pretending you are squaring, and you actually are, but it looks more subtle.